coming up. Idra's going to be pulling things back a little bit. There's the Queen making her way back home to try to not die. I would label this as a little bit of a miss-blunder here by Idra. Oh, no, sorry. I guess I'm yellow-green colorblind. Looks like Idra had points. Probably could have avoided losing that Queen, but that's okay. That is okay. So we're seeing, in general, the money's quite low. Now, I want to note how good this timing could have potentially been, right? How good the timing could have potentially been. If we had not lost our Queen, we would have had an extra 150. We would have been at 250, 116. We could have built 3 to 4 roaches and been at 0 minerals and 0 gas again. Now, Idra has to kind of build an Overlord and be a little supply block. He's going to be putting a little bit of pressure back, but I'm not as interested in that. I'm more interested in this timing. More interested in this timing. Still turning out a good amount of drones. And if we really wanted to be ultra studious, we would watch when drones were being made, when zerglings were being made. Idra, again, can you imagine 150 extra minerals, didn't build this team, and having a lot more timing to come out. But I really thought that this was a marvelous timing at 5 minutes and 20 seconds to put guys in gas and get that roach horn. And we now see an evolution chamber beginning to pop up. And here comes another very Idra-ish timing. Hey, look at that. Look, right when he's beginning to make roaches, right when the banelings are beginning to march forward. And see, here is what I call avoiding a dumb loss, right? This looks, to a casual observer, this looks like one of two things. This looks like, oh, Idra barely got his roaches out in time, right? That's what it looks like. They go, oh, man, the banelings are doing so much damage. Oh, but he just barely got his roaches out in time. People actually chalk that up to luck. An inordinate percentage of the time. They're, oh, it's just a hair away. I mean, if he just goes to Baneling that 2 seconds earlier, he ends up getting it, so I mean, it's kind of a little risky. It's actually not risky. There's a lot of people who do this every single time, having 0% loss rates against that Baneling, 0% loss rate against that Baneling bus. But it just looks so close every time. How could it be? Well, you have really good timing. Let's say you were trying to beat Idra, and you did this build. And at this point in time, when all these Banelings and Zerglings were coming forward, you just didn't have enough drones. Or excuse me, you just didn't have enough roaches. He just runs up, he kills your drones, and then you lose. What do I call that? A dumb loss. And those are good. Those are good things to have happen. Dumb losses. All you need to do when you have a dumb loss is say, oh, I guess I adjust the timing a little bit. And then you have a barely defense. You kind of go, oh, I didn't know that could feel so good. So, perfect. So, we see Idra again with a barely defense, but this is actually an extremely solid thing. If we come look at the count, look at how big a difference this is. Idra getting supply blocked again. This has happened multiple times this game. It's been a little bit more intense because it is a Zerg versus Zerg, which is expected. After this, we're watching a Zerg versus Protoss, so don't get too concerned. Don't get too up in a huffy. So let's note here. Here comes some more timings. At this point in the game, what people generally like to say is that, well, there's been so much craziness with the defense and the Queen dying and the Overlords accidentally forgetting to be built. You can't use your timing anymore. Where does this flawed thought come from? It comes from people who use a food instruction list. You know, they will do something like 14 gas, 14 pool. Let's start making up numbers. 30, put guys back in gas and get the roach horn. Around 44, I build an evolution chamber. 52, I end up adding on another gas geyser. And then when all of a sudden they have to pull their drones back or they lose a queen, something messes with them, they go, well, my build is messed up. I can no longer use my build. I have to wing it. No. We can use this little food instruction. So we can also say things like, Idra sticks on 1 gas and gets some roaches for defense, but right as he is getting his +1 attack upgrade, he begins getting a 2nd geyser. Right as he gets his +1 attack upgrade, he gets a 2nd geyser. I'm going to say that one more time. Right as he gets his +1 attack upgrade, he gets his 2nd geyser. Everything begins to line up a little bit more. Our economy dictates what we're going to end up doing. Alright guys, here's an exercise. We have 300 minerals and not very much gas. What should we do? Build drones, because we can't really make that many roaches, but we can make drones with just minerals. Easy. Our economy dictated the possibilities. If we need to make some roaches, we can make some, not a lot, some. Cool. Cool. Or if, for instance, Idra ends up throwing down a layer here, that's going to be also good. Yeah, look, here's the layer going down. What else are we going to be doing? We're going to be building drones. So there, they end up popping off. Idra's going to be doing the vomitage. Very good. And look at how low the money is again. Look at how low the money is again. Look at how, in unison, the money drops down to 0 at the same time. We're starting to see some timings. All right, he's staying on one extractor till around when he gets a layer. But again, he's getting the second one right around when he ends up getting that +1 attack upgrade. And look at how low that money is. Look at how low. Oh, how low, how low, how exciting. How freaking exciting. Still put on pressure with Zerglings. I don't give a damn. That's fine. When is he getting these second geysers? Okay. Yeah, despite being totally, quote-unquote, thrown off. Look, Idra, making some roaches because he had some gas. What should Idra do with that leftover minerals? I don't know, make drones? Or if he's thinking of attacking, I don't know, make Zerglings. The way that Idra is structuring his economy is dictating the way that he will end up playing. This is very, very cool. And what happens is that this looks almost inflexible. It looks like Idra really is limited to making just drones and roaches. Correct. Idra decided in advance that this is the way he was going to play. And he is now going to end up just playing in that fashion. So this is what I would call it getting really thrown off, right? This is a big, big plus attempt that's happening right now. This is a fairly big attack that is incoming, but you know what? Idra ends up defending. Come back to this food count. Looks like a lot more Zerglings are coming in. Oh no, oh no. We see Idra trying to rebuild. I want you still to note how well timed this economy is. Look at the money from Idra. They're both very low. There's not a lot of larva left over. Not a lot of larva left over. Okay, cool, good, good, good. See a lot of Zerglings moving in for Zerg King, aka Sven. There's another queen coming out. Suddenly, we're not mining from this second extractor anymore. We're not mining from this second extractor anymore. We got messed with. Are we ending up getting any sort of speed? Nah, looks like we're going to be spending all our gas just making some more roaches. A little bit of a misstep right there by Idra as he lets himself get surrounded a touch. Tries to do a little larva vomit. But you know what? Still kind of holding somewhat strong. Holding somewhat strong. Right? But notice how in unison this money is low. So in a sense, this sort of timing, we can begin sort of stating behaviors that we only mine from more than one geyser when our economy is going really strong. We kind of stick to one geyser, and once we have a lot of drones, then we can begin getting a second geyser's worth of stuff. But
we require more minerals.
When Idra's feeling under pressure, no reason to mine from that second geyser. We're starting to discover timings and economy management that are not based on what our food is up here or what our timer says in the bottom left corner. Looks like Idra's moving in. This looks like a little bit of a sort of all-in-ish counterattack-ish type style.
We require more minerals.
You know what? I think this is going to work out fairly well because roaches are really good.
More minerals.
They're very, very good against the Zerglings. A little bit tough to see. I'll end up highlighting all of Idra's units just so you can get a little bit of a better, clearer sense. And we can still sort of see, look at how low the money is. And we see Zerglings and drones being made in an intuitive way. When our gas gets a little high, sure, we'll pop out a couple of roaches. But our economy is dictating what units we're making. As our money gets real high, we can make Zerglings and or drones. See some drones and Zerglings getting snuck out. I would venture to say that in just a moment, we might see some roaches get made because this money's getting a little high. Or excuse me, this gas is getting a little high.
So, we require more minerals.
Gas is getting a little bit high.
We require more minerals.
Very, very subtle, but very clever. Our economy is dictating what units we end up building. No guys in this guide. None. 0 guys, 0 guys. And there is the good game. Very, very good stuff. Very cool stuff. I just want to
under attack.
re-emphasize the point that Idris money stayed like across the board. He didn't die with like 500 gas in the bank. He didn't die with 500 minerals in the bank. He was on the verge of dying, but at all points in time had kind of 0 of everything. That is a real stroke of genius by it. I love that by Idra. Ooh, that chilly and excited. Idra. You really should begin
under attack.
Focusing on those sorts of little subtle things. In terms of economy management, I want to just sort of restate all of everything that we just saw and learned in that game.
We require
and then use that again to look at another game. And to drink water.
Our forces are under attack.
By the way, this was a gift, so I'd like to give a cheers to the fine folks who gifted me with it. Who got to do Sweet That's pretty cool. So cool using a beer mug to drink water from. Yeah. So, what did we learn in that game? When to put guys into the gas geysers and when to take them out. Very good stuff. We also learned that with Zerg, you have hard timings to match up with. Well, I had 150 that I could have made a road for. I kind of got to be careful. That larva, those 4 larvae are going to pop off, and it's going to be a little bit tough to do, right? We also learned this idea of
require more Vespene gas.
Whatever resources we end up collecting dictate what we end up building. Cool, so we can selectively begin putting guys in and out of gas and just make roaches when we have gas and make drones when we don't. Very, very easy. You don't even have to really think, whoa, do I make 3 roaches and 4 roaches? Yes. Very, very simple. And last but not least, I know that
we require more minerals.
There was one more thing to state. Ah, yes. It's important to line up these timings, not so much with the food that's in this corner, the food that's in this corner, or the timer that's right here. There we go. You can use these two, but it's thrown off other times as well. Like, right, you can start that one that's when you begin getting that second gas geyser. Good stuff, good stuff. Let's pop back into
We
the
require more
Let's load up
minerals.
replay number 2 and begin drilling into what it feels like